So for the first time in a reading vlog that I can remember, I actually am starting off knowing today's date. What's up, guys? Today is Tuesday, April the 14th. This is The Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie, and welcome back to another reading vlog. So the only book I'm starting off with this week that I was still reading from last week is Malice by John Gwynne. I'm 240 pages in. I haven't formed a valid opinion. I still don't know how I feel about this book. I'm still not quite sure I even know what the actual plot is. When I tell you that there has been some serious character development, I almost feel like that's all that's really happened. I now feel like all of the characters for this book have been introduced. There are a lot. It's written very similar to A Song of Ice and Fire, where each chapter is a character, and there were so many new characters introduced together that I couldn't really remember what I had read about one by the time John made his way back to that same character. So I had a little bit of difficulty at first. I do feel now that I've met all of the characters and I now have them all straight in my head. It's a very interesting book. I don't want to give you the wrong idea that I don't like it because it's just been all character. It just, the way that they were all kind of yahtzeed out there, I got a little bit lost. I am 100% enjoying this book. Normally I can take a book, I can sit and literally read that book constantly for hours. This is not one of those. This is one I'm finding myself, I have to break up at least every hour, which is no big deal. That is nothing against this book or the author at all. It's just a lot of information that I need to let settle, take a break and read something where it's just not as, I just need to read something that's a little lighter and fluffier. That being said, so over the weekend, I broke that book up with a little comic book series that was sent to me by Suspicious Behavior Productions. That was Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia. So I used those over the weekend to break it up. So yesterday, I decided when I felt the need to take a break from Malice, I actually got approved for an arc from NetGalley, and I got approved for one from Book Sirens. So I kind of looked at the two. I'm not sure what happened. I decided the one from NetGalley seemed more interesting, but then I clicked on the one from Book Sirens, and boy, that I fell in love. So the arc that I'm reading currently is called The Atlantis Bloodline by C.A. Gray. Over the course of the day, I spent a couple of hours on this book. I love this book. Like, I really wanted to just not read Malice at all and finish it, but I was like, no, don't do that. Use them to break each other up. You need to take a break because you know you're gonna need one with Malice at some point. But this book is really good. So The Atlantis Bloodline is a YA romance fantasy. What I've read so far, it is set up between the two main characters. It is everything. I have enjoyed it so much, and now I think we're about to get to the main plot line, but I just literally do not want to put this book down. It just reads so quickly, and what I really enjoy about it is it's written about two teenagers in today's times, but she doesn't use the slang and verbiage that the teenagers use right now that just get on my nerves. I do appreciate that. That's weird, I know, but there it is. I wanted to say it, I said it. But it's about a girl who is just, for all intensive purposes, she's just a normal teenage girl, lives with her dad. Her mom died years prior. Basically, this international rock star who is drop dead gorgeous starts kind of popping up and wants to hang out with her and ask her on a date, gives her tickets to one of his shows that he's having where she lives. And the way that she feels about him, that this guy who every girl in the world, every teenage girl in the world would just die to have him show her that kind of attention, is instead showing it to Ada. But the feelings that she has about it connected with me. It reminded me of when I was a teenager. The book is just special to me for that. And when I emotionally connect to a book, it just makes it so much better. And probably 10 other people can go read this book right now and they would probably hate it. And I'm going to sit here and be like, it's 5 stars. But it's because I have such an amazing emotional attachment to it because of the good memories that it evokes. But anyway, today I haven't read one lick. I meant to, but I instead went and hunted Easter eggs because it's the Noble Garden event in WoW, and I wanted the Easter Bunny companion pet and the Hearthstone. So I'm definitely going to work on getting some reading done this afternoon because in Atlantis Bloodline, so Kai and Ada are the main characters of Atlantis Bloodline, and right now the story has been focused on the cutesy little romance evolving between the two of them, but I think I'm about to find out who Kai actually is and why he chose to seek out Ada for his affection. So I believe I'm about to see who they both really are, because I do know she's not exactly who she has always thought she was either. There is some magic afoot, and I am here for it. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll check in with you soon. What up, guys? Leslie here, checking in. It is Thursday, April 16th. A lot has happened since I last checked in. First and foremost, I finished Malice by John Glenn, and I am still shattered from the ending of this book. I stayed up really late last night to finish it, which was a huge mistake because the last 100 pages of this book, so many things happened that just wrecked me, and my brain was trying to process. It is the first book of a series. Of course it ended, but it wasn't an ending. I immediately began thinking about all the things that happened, what it could mean for the next book, and in the series in general, and I literally laid in bed for like 3 hours after finishing it. I was just trying to think it through, but my thoughts just wouldn't really form completely before I would just like scrap that idea and start over. And so I finally did fall asleep, but then I woke up a few hours later. I just finally said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get up and make a cup of coffee. And I went on to Goodreads and just kind of wrote a little bit of a review. And then a couple hours later, I sat down at my desk and I just pulled up my email, and John Glenn himself had liked it. And I was like, oh, I fangirled for a minute. Not gonna lie to you, this book was amazing. Amazing. I cannot wait to continue the series. So with this book being read, I have completed all of my owls for the Owls Magical Readathon. That was such a fun readathon. I loved every minute of it. Now, I'm also still reading The Atlantis Bloodline by C.A. Gray. I was using it to break up the gravity of Malice. However, once I got about halfway through with Malice, there was no way I could think of anything else but Malice. So I ended up putting the Atlantis Bloodline down. I had every intention of picking it back up today, but was just still so affected by the ending of Malice, I couldn't do it. Even though I'm loving the Atlantis Bloodline, I am absolutely enjoying that book so much. I had no idea I was going to love that book as much as I have, but I just couldn't pick it up. The only thing I know to do in situations like that to break the connection between me and, in this instance, between me and Malice, I picked up a graphic novel. I've recently delved into the world of comics and graphic novels, and I am loving them so much. And I read volume 1 today, and the fact that you can read one in an hour and a half is appealing, and it did just exactly what I needed to do. It forced me to disconnect from Malice, get into another world. That world ended after, a couple hundred pages. Now I feel like I can move on and get back into the Atlantis bloodline. So hopefully this evening I will be able to carve out a little time to get back into that story. I have a pretty good feeling once I start reading that one again, I'm not going to be able to put it down. I never have really cared about YA romances, but for some reason lately I'm just eating them up like they're candy. And this one is giving me such great feels. Once I get the Atlantis bloodline knocked out, I've got 3 books remaining on my TBR for April, and I totally have enough time to get those taken care of because I'm already plotting for next month when I'm going to participate in the Bookie Mine readathon. I'll link that below, and I'll link the announcement video below for you for that one. And I also recently discovered there is a Disney read-along next month, but it's just for a week. So I'm not sure why it's just a week. I don't see how anybody would complete all 5 challenges in 7 days for 5 books. But then again, she did say you could use the same book for multiple prompts. At any rate, I'm participating anyway because it's Disney, and y'all know if it's Disney related, I'm in. Hey, what's today's date?
I have no idea.
Look at your phone. I always forget to look before I set mine up. 19th, got it. It is Sunday, April 19th. I am putting in one last check-in so I can get this edited and up so you will have it to watch in the morning. I think I'm going to make the executive decision to do my reading vlogs Monday through Friday. I use the week to get my reading and chores and things done so that on the weekend, my husband's off work, we can just do whatever we want together. And so I usually don't have a reading update for the weekend simply because we're together. When we are able to leave the house, we go out and do things. And since we've been stuck in the house, we've been literally just gaming. Like, we have literally gamed this entire weekend. Well, we spent some of the morning watching TV and a movie and things like that, but for the most part, we've been gaming all weekend. I did get about an hour's worth of reading done. Like, I usually will get into bed about 10 o'clock and read for an hour. So I have been doing that. I've been working on the Atlantis bloodline. I'm almost done with it. I'm just trying to get that one knocked out. I am gonna finish it because I got it off Book Sirens and I wanna be able to write a thorough review on it. I started out really loving it. Like, I would say the first 20% of the book is focused on the main character Ada. The next 20% was told from the point of view of Kai, the other main character, which wouldn't have been a problem, except it started out, we were getting his backstory, which was new material, but then it led into where the author retold the first 20% of the book from his perspective, which it wasn't needed. So I kind of lost a little bit of interest in it from that. And then I also have just suffered a huge book hangover from Malice, and I just haven't really been that interested in reading anything else. So the second half of Atlantis Bloodline has been a little bit of a slump for me, but I will finish it maybe tonight, most likely in the morning. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are staying home and taking care of yourselves. I hope your families are doing well. You all take care, and I'll see you soon.